Hello, my name is Amy Luksan, and this is my presentation on processes in art, a unit plan for the curriculum class with Dr. Oliver. In this unit, students will be exploring the planning processes of art making, the process of actually creating art, and then also displaying the art. Students will be learning about these processes through artists, videos, interviews, learning about curators, and much more. The intended audience is high school Art 1 class, which will last about 9 weeks. The first lesson, how artists use processes to develop ideas. In this lesson, I will be giving the students a worksheet where they will be answering questions and discussing the enduring understandings and essential questions in a think, pair, share setting. The next step will be giving the students a worksheet where they'll be answering questions about the artists listed here as they either watch or they read the resources here. It'll also have a piece on this TED Ed video that I've included. So the students will be using Google Classroom to document this first project and to complete any reflections. And an example of this first project is here. So this is a Google Classroom assignment I've created so the students can fill in day by day what they find, what their process is, and then eventually by day 6 they should have figured out what they want to make, what materials they will need, the exact steps that they will take to make it, and then any questions they'll have for me or for their peers. So to grade this, I will look at the objectives and see if they met all of the requirements for that. And I've made a rubric for that as well. So before the students get into lesson 2, where they actually make that project, we'll hit return on Google Classroom so they can have that plan and they will be able to use it when they start to create their project. So again, I will give them a worksheet with the enduring understandings and essential questions where they will answer in a think, pair, share setting. Another worksheet will be given with questions for each of these artists listed. So as we view the resources, they can follow along and answer. So this project is all about what they learned in the first lesson. In the first lesson, in my example, I planned a torn paper collage, and so here's my example for that. All of these student projects could vary depending on what they decide to make. And then the last lesson in this unit is talking about how artists actually display their work. So students will be learning some enduring understandings and essential questions through a worksheet and the think, pair, share setting. And then instead of learning about artists, they're learning about a curator, what do they do, and then also what processes they go through to make a display. The students will be making 10 artifacts for display. Their previous project can be one of those artifacts if they'd like, but they don't have to include it. And then after they make those artifacts, they will be displaying them. So here's my example where I made 10 different watercolor paintings and then went through the process to display them. All of my lessons will be graded with a rubric, and you can find my rubric through a link in each of my lesson plans. The rubrics are all based off of my objectives, and with all of my classes, I always allow the students to see the rubrics as many times as they want as they work.